Welcome back to Big Boss Football. So let's discuss this Real Madrid versus Barcelona El Clasico. So one win in the last seven El Clasicos for Real Madrid. That is diabolical, guys. That is actually very poor. And it's very disappointing that the players would disgrace the club like this 2 seasons in a row. Last season you lost all the Clásicos. This season you won one. You lost the cup final against Barcelona, and you lost the important El Clasico where if they won that El Clasico, they would have won the league on your head, and they lost the El Clasico. So look, it's been absolutely disastrous the last 2 years at Madrid. They've gone through three coaches and nothing seems to work. Now let's discuss this. So look, we all know what the issue is at Madrid. Well, I hope we all know what the issue is, what the main issue is. It's the injuries. I know Barcelona were missing some players, but Madrid were also missing a lot of players. Madrid are missing a lot of players against Bayern as well. My opinion, if Tchouameni is there against Bayern, and if Courtois is there against Bayern, we beat Bayern 100%. Because let's look at the Bayern game before we start this video, like this video's topic. Look at the Bayern game. The midfield was wide open, very wide open. Tchouameni is there. Tchouameni is a rock in the midfield. He might be the best defensive midfielder in the world. He's a rock. Tchouameni wasn't there, and you saw what happened. The midfield was very wide open. I'm seeing people say Tchouameni must be sold to Man United and all of this. Tchouameni must leave the club because he had the fight with Fede Valverde. That is ridiculous, man. Because Fede Valverde is literally the rock of our midfield. He's the exact same profile as Casemiro was back in the day for Real Madrid. That's your rock. That's the rock of your midfield. So yeah, look, it's very sad that people actually think that way. But look, what can we do? So look, and then yeah, so Chouameni was a big miss, and who else was a big miss? It was Courtois. Lunin, I'm sorry, I don't know if the guy is regressing in his career or what was going on, but against Bayern, and not just against Bayern, this guy every time, no matter the team, every time he put in the corner or cross, this guy is scared. He's not commanding in the box when it comes to set pieces. Like my high school team, my old high school team, I'm not in high school anymore, but my old high school team could cross a ball and Lunin would be shivering even though he's a Real Madrid goalkeeper. Literally, Madrid versus my high school team back in the day. I'm telling you, they will score a lot of headers because Lunin will just be there. He doesn't come take the ball no matter what, no matter, and it's not just against big teams or whatever. Like he's nervous only against big teams. This guy's nervous against all the teams. I don't know why. So now look, if Courtois was there, different result. Also, some of the goals savable in my opinion. Most of those goals Bayern scored against Madrid, not all of them, but some of them Courtois would have saved, and Bayern know Courtois would have saved. I know Courtois would have saved them. You know Courtois would have saved them. Courtois would have saved some of those shots. But yeah, look, let's get into the video now. It's been 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Madrid have disgraced the club, and it's sad to see the Madrid players have disgraced the club. The president also has disgraced the club because I don't know why you'd sign a player like Franco Mastantuono when you know you need a creative midfielder. Why didn't Madrid sign Angelo Stella? Angelo Stella was there. He was right there for us to sign. We needed a creative. I can't believe these guys went through the whole summer transfer window. They did not sign a single creative midfielder. I'm not saying sign Pedri or sign Vitinha. There's many creative midfielders out there. You should have signed one for the team. We needed that profile, so we missed that profile. Goulet is a very good player, but Goulet is mostly a number 10. He's not a cruise profile. Goulet is not a cruise profile. He's a number 10. He's a number 10. He's a number 10. He's a number 10. But yeah, look, I hope this season Madrid are going to change a lot of things. Because we need changes. We don't just need one Endrick and Nico Pass and one centre back and that's it. No. We need a backup right back. We need okay, left back it depends because I can imagine that Carreras and Fran Garcia are staying at Madrid. Unless one of them leave, you don't need to buy a left back, but you need to buy a right back, in particularly a defensive right back, not one that's gonna displace Trent from the team, but one that can just come in late second half or in some games to rest Trent. And then we need centre backs because if you look at the Madrid team, I'm not sure, has Rudiger extended his contract? I'm not too sure, but I think he will extend his contract. I don't see Rudiger leaving Madrid, but Carvajal is leaving. Militao is not leaving, but he should leave. Ceballos is leaving. Ferland Mendy is not leaving, but he should be leaving. And who's this guy? David Alaba is leaving. So look, all those players are leaving. You need to bring players to. First of all, if those guys, oh no, if they're fit, to be fair, yeah. So you need to replace all those players. You have to replace Carvajal. You have to replace Alaba. You have to replace Dani Ceballos. You have to replace. Who else is leaving? Only those players are guaranteed to leave. But there are more players that need to leave, which I don't think they're gonna leave. Not gonna lie, because tell me how is Ferland Mendy going to leave when he's injured, unless he retires, and he should retire. Honestly, like I don't know why this guy keeps going through this process where he's injured, then he comes back, then he's injured, then he comes back, then he's injured. Then, bro, just retire, man. Just retire. Even Militao as well. Militao goes through this process where he's injured, then he comes back, then he's injured, then he comes. Just retire from football. You guys are earning 10 million a year for like 6 years. Just retire, dude. There's no way Ferland Mendy doesn't have 50 million in his bank account. There's no way, or at least 20 million. There's no way Militao the same. You guys have money, just retire, dude. Because you guys are just injured, and no one's gonna even buy Ferland Mendy, for example. Who's gonna buy him? So just retire, dude. Ferland, for with Militao, it's tricky because I don't understand what's happening with that guy. He's a very good player, but injuries have really hampered his career, and it's very sad to see. It's very sad to see that Madrid have to suffer like this because these injuries are insane. Like, I don't know what is going on. Because, and I don't, is it the medical team? Because Carlo Ancelotti's medical team suffered with the same problem. And then when Xabi Alonso came in, he brought his own medical team, and still, we still had the exact same amount of injuries. Despite it was a fresh, whole new, fresh physical fitness team. So look, I don't understand what's happening at Madrid. I really have got no clue what's happening with the injuries. But the main issue for Madrid is the injuries. So how can we fix Madrid this summer? What can we do to fix our team? First of all, we need to sign for forwards. I don't think we need to sign any forwards. Hendrik is coming back. Nico Pass is coming back. We don't need to sign any forward. We only need to sign a forward if Gonzalo Garcia gets sold, which I think he will get sold to like a small Spanish club. Loan or sold? I'm thinking sold. Although, should he be sold? In my opinion, he shouldn't be sold. If they do sell him, however, you should bring in a Joselu type striker. You know, like a 34, 35-year-old striker who can come in second half and win you games with his head and with his movement and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of the forward line now, Madrid don't need any signings unless Gonzalo Garcia leaves. Then they should bring in a Joselu type striker. The midfield, who's gonna leave? Um, Ceballos will leave, and I think only Ceballos will leave. Camavinga, if a good offer came in, I would sell, to be honest. And then who would I bring in? I'll bring in two creative midfielders, not one, two. Who exactly? I don't know. But all I know is we're not getting Vitinha or any of those big names. But you don't have to get a big name to have a successful team. You can bring in someone from. There's many people like mid-level, not even mid-level. There's many quality guys that are just waiting for that big move, but they're not getting it yet. The same way PSG got Vitinha. Vitinha was not playing at Bayern or Madrid or Barcelona. He was playing at some small team, Wolves, I think, and then they brought it. That's the same thing Madrid need to do with. They are two creative, and they need to buy two, not one, two creative midfielders. One that starts and one to come off the bench. And then yeah, so outgoings in the midfield, I'd say Camavinga and Ceballos. But Camavinga doesn't have to leave. Like, it's not by force, but if a good offer comes in, I would sell. Um, Defense. Left back, you don't need to sign a left back unless Frank Garcia leaves. Carreras is not leaving Madrid. Impossible. Unless unless Frank Garcia leaves Madrid, only then we need a left back. So now look, left back position I'll say is covered. We don't need to sign a left back. But if Frank Garcia does leave, then yes, we do need a left back. Now let's get into the right back position. Carvajal is going to leave 100%. His contract is expired. So this is not me saying I want Carvajal out. Carvajal is 100% leaving because his contract is expired. So who to bring in to pair, not to pair Trent, but to rotate with Trent when Trent needs rest and second half when Trent is tired or on a yellow, etc. etc. Now, again, the names, it's hard for me to say a name because we don't need to sign a big name already established right back. We just need to sign someone that's good at a small club that's waiting for that big move. That's all we need. So who's that gonna be? I don't know who it's gonna be, but all I know is that it must be a defensive minded right back. I'm not saying he must only be good at defending and nothing else, but preferably he must be better defensively than he is offensively. Yeah, preferably. We don't need another trend like only attack and then defense a little bit wobbly now. So look, right back, we need to sign a young right back, not super young, but maybe 24, 25. That's already established like he's cooking at a small club. He's just waiting for that big move. That's what we need for our right back position because Carvajal is out 100%. Now the centre backs. So David Alaba is 100% leaving. Oh, I forgot to mention left back Ferland Mendy's. Is he leaving? No, he's not leaving, but he should leave. But he's not gonna leave. So yeah, that means we're gonna have three left backs because no one is gonna buy Ferland Mendy. The only way Ferland Mendy leaves Madrid is if he retires, and I don't think he's going to retire. So we're gonna have three left backs on our books next season. So yeah, look, we're not gonna sign a left back, no chance. Right back, we're only gonna have one right back once Carvajal leaves, Trent, and we need to sign someone else. So the centre backs, who's going to leave? Um, who's this guy? What's his name now? David Alaba is 100% going to leave. His contract expires. Who else is gonna leave? Rudiger. As it stands, Rudiger is going to leave Real Madrid in the summer because his contract expires. But I have a feeling they're going to extend his contract by just one more year. So let's just say Rudiger stays at Madrid. When Rudiger stays and Alaba goes, you have Dienhausen, Rudiger, and Marco Asensio. Not Marco Asensio, sorry, Raul Asensio as your three centre backs. Now, three centre backs, that is not enough. It's not enough at the top club in Madrid. It's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough. So Madrid need to sign centre backs. How many centre backs? They need to sign two centre backs. That's if Rudiger stays. Two centre backs if Rudiger stays. So if he goes, they need to buy three centre backs. Because ideally at your football club, how many do we have now? We have Rudiger, Raul Asensio, and Dienhausen. That's three centre backs. Three top centre backs. Only three. Ideally at a football club, you want like five centre backs. At least five. Or maybe you can say, for argument's sake, four. But I would say you need five. But okay, let's say five centre backs. So, five centre backs, that's good. You're covered because even if you get injuries, it's not a problem. Now, they don't all need to be best player in the world quality, but at least four of them need to be best in the world quality. At least four. So, yeah, look, Madrid need to sign. Now, who can they buy centre back? Bastoni. They need to buy like Bastoni. They need to raid Inter basically. Inter, like I don't know how old is Barella, but they need to raid Inter Milan. Real Madrid need to raid Inter Milan. Maybe Barella, Bastoni, and then maybe Dumfries. Those three would be perfect at Madrid. Those three would be absolutely perfect. Barella, Dumfries, and Bastoni. And then who else at the centre back position? Again, it doesn't have to be an already established defender. It just needs to be a very good player, a very good player that is just waiting for that big move. That's all they need. Because remember, with these transfers, The big teams don't buy from themselves. Most of the times, Madrid is not going to buy a player from Bayern or buys a player from Madrid. No, they go buy that very good player at Wolves, at Crystal Palace, at Sevilla, at Marseille, etc., etc., at Borussia Dortmund. They buy like that. So Madrid need to do that. They have to go look at who's a very good player at Everton, who's a very good player at Southampton, who's a very good player that's waiting for a big move, and then you sign that player. So they need to sign three centre backs, maybe two very good centre backs and one young guy. Creative midfielder, they need to sign two creative midfielders, very good ones. I'm not saying Vitinha and Pedri, but very, very good ones. Maybe Angelo Stella and then another guy. We need two, not one, we need two. So if Madrid can do this, and then, sorry, goalkeeper. I forgot to mention goalkeeper. Courtois is, of course, 100% staying. And then, who's this guy? Lunin, I'd sell him, to be honest. You can't have a goalkeeper. He's good with his hands, but you can't have a goalkeeper where the guy cannot save any set pieces. He can't stop any set pieces. Once another team has a set piece, it's a goal. No, that's not good. So no, we need to sell Lunin. We need to sell Lunin. We need to sell Lunin. Kamavinga, would I sell him? I would sell him because an English club would pay 70 million for Kamavinga. Now 70 million can buy you two good, really good centre backs that are playing, or maybe one centre back and another. Yeah. Oh, 70 million. So Madrid, ideally this summer, they need to go in with a war chest of 300 million, 350 million, like really big, or maybe 250, or maybe 250 of our own cash, and then through sales we generate another 100 million, 150 million. So ideally sales. Gonzalo Garcia, if you can sell him and buy a Joselu type number 9. And then who's this guy? Who's this guy? Ceballos, his contract is not expiring, so that must be a sale as well. So Camavinga as well, I would sell him, to be honest. 70 million, 65 million, you can get good money for Camavinga. Ideally, in a very good world, like where everything was perfect, I'd sell Vinicius Jr. No, actually, no. Vinicius Jr. can stay. Vinicius Jr. can stay, but I wouldn't be upset if Vinicius Jr. left, you know? I'm telling you, I wouldn't be upset if Vinicius Jr. left. I would sell him. I would sell him for 150, 200 million. I would sell that guy because that's a game changer. You sell Vinicius Jr., that increases your transfer budget. You're able to fix. Madrid don't need Vinicius and Mbappe in the same team. They really don't need Vinicius and Mbappe in the same team. I mean, who's better? Mbappe is way better. Not just better, he's way better than Vinicius Jr. So I wouldn't be upset if Madrid sold Vinicius Jr. for 150, 200 million and they just replenish the squad. That would actually do. Madrid would be better off with one of Vinicius and Mbappe. And we all know who's the better player. So, yeah, look. At the end of the day, guys, let's see what happens. But I wouldn't be upset if Vinicius was sold. I wouldn't even lie. I would not be upset if Vinicius was sold. I would not be upset if Lunin was sold, Mendy was sold. Who's this guy? Militao was sold. Gonzalo Garcia was sold. Vinicius Jr. was sold. Those guys, I wouldn't be upset. Camavinga, all those guys, I wouldn't mind if they were sold. Then we obviously replaced their positions. Mbappe moves to left wing, and then you buy a proper number 9 like Osimhen, Haaland, one of those players. That's what Madrid need. But let's see. This is going to be a very interesting summer. Very interesting to see how this summer is going to play out. Because obviously we know Madrid is going to bring Jose Mourinho. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's 99% confirmed. With the players, I want to see who's going to go in and who's going to come out. There's many things that need to happen at Madrid, and it's going to be fun to see what they do and how they structure it. But yeah, guys, look, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and blessings. Bam, bam.